everybody, Grimble here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to start reacting to my adventures with Superman. Hey guys, future Grimble here. As I was editing this video, I didn't realize how long my intro was when I was recording it. I love the character Superman a lot. I had a lot to say about him, so I did go on a bit of a tangent about the character and my thoughts on the character as a whole. And I also covered Jason Marnocha, who plays Jor-El in this series. He and I know each other. We have a connection, and I discussed that a little bit at length on how we know each other. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag those sections on the video in YouTube so that you can just jump to where the reaction is if that's what you're interested in hearing and you don't want to hear me ramble about all that stuff. But if you are interested to hear my thoughts on the character and also how I know Jason, one of the voice actors of the show, you can stick around and watch the whole almost 10-minute intro. It's a long one. I apologize. The rest of these intros for this series won't be as long. I just had a lot to say for this first one. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy this reaction. So let's get this intro started. I'm especially excited to start this because if you can't tell by some of the stuff behind me, I'm a big Superman fan. I'm a big DC fan in general, but Superman in particular, he's my guy. I've loved him since I was a kid. I grew up watching the Christopher Reeves Superman films, later the 90s Bruce Timm animated series. Love that as well. And I think he's a very misunderstood character. A lot of people say, who's the disguise, Clark Kent or Superman, right? And the movies and shows and various things handle that differently, where it's always one or the other. It's a two-person type duality to him. But in reality, I feel like it's three, right? You have the Clark Kent, who is at the Daily Planet, and that is a disguise to me because he's having to hide who he truly is still. Can't use his abilities. He doesn't want people to find out, all that stuff. So it is a mask. It is a disguise that he's putting on, a front that he's putting on. He's not exposing his true self. And then Superman, of course, he's got his abilities, he's got his powers, he's got his strength and all that stuff. And so he's out in the open with all that, except for he has to hide a little bit about him and his family. And he has to also be sort of better than normal. He has to be a symbol, right? He has to make sure he's always making the right choice and doing the right thing and saying the right things when he's in public, because he has to be that symbol for peace and good, and any slip up could jeopardize that, right? But a person isn't always that. Even Superman, right? He jokes around. He wants to have fun. He wants to be light and good-hearted and kind. And so to me, the real Superman or Clark is the Clark Kent when he's at home in Kansas at the Kent farm, right? Like that, with his family, with his folks. He can just be himself. He doesn't have to hide his powers. He doesn't have to pretend he's better than what he is, right? He's just himself. He can relax and let loose. And I think the best episode of the Bruce Timm animated series that really showcased that was, there was one where he went back home with Martian Manhunter, and it was Christmas, and he was like trying to peek in the presents to see what he got, like a child, right? He's this big kid, and they lined the presents with lead so he couldn't see what was inside. And it was just so wholesome to me. And I loved that. And to me, that's Clark. That's him. That's who he is. He's this goofy, almost childlike adult that just has these wonderful powers. And he gets excited and happy just like everybody else. And it was really nice to see. And I would love to see that sort of portrayed in some way in a live-action film. Because the live-action Superman stuff and DC stuff in general just hasn't cut it for me yet. We'll see with the Superman film coming up. James Gunn, I do like a lot of his stuff, but we'll see. I don't know. My hopes are very, very low for the future of the DC film universe. But their animated stuff has always done really well. A lot of that is large in part to Bruce Timm. He did a lot for the series. He understands the characters to an extreme that not a lot of people do. I don't think he had a hand in this animated series, but nevertheless, I am excited for this because I know it's on Adult Swim, and so it'll be nice to see Superman in an animated format that's pushed into some more adult situations. Now, granted, I don't want it to be dark, right? Like, that's not what Superman is not Batman, right? He's not the Dark Knight. And there's a reason. There's the contrast between them is what makes their interaction together so fun. They are such polar opposites. And that needs to be showcased through this animated series and anything that shows Superman, really. And that's something that I think they really missed the mark on with the Zack Snyder stuff. He was another Batman. He was just this dark, brooding sort of Superman, and that lightheartedness and fun that the character is inherently wasn't there. And so that was a big letdown for me. The way you make Superman dark, in my opinion, is you put him in dark situations, right? He is a lighthearted character, but when lighthearted characters put in really dark and stressful situations, that's when you see their true test of character. And that's how you make a Superman film dark. So with that being said, I think something on Adult Swim, they have the potential to do those sorts of things in this series. Now, I don't know much about it. I haven't watched the trailer. I wanted to go in completely cold turkey. Now, of course, it's been a while. I think this came out in July of 2023. It is now July of 2024, so a year later, and it's got 2 seasons already. I'm behind. Clearly, I'm sitting here talking about how much of a Superman fanboy I am, and I haven't watched this show. My life has been extremely busy, but that's part of why I wanted to do this reaction channel, was also a way for me to catch up and watch the things that I love, right? And put some time aside for that. I'm really excited that you guys are going to be joining me on this journey. I'm really excited to see another animated Superman show. It's been a really long time since I've seen something that I really love from Superman in particular as a character. In terms of a television series, Bruce Timm has been releasing a lot of direct-to-DVD films, which have been great. There have been many great Superman films out of that whole universe there. But just to see him on a regular basis in a television series, that's exciting. Another reason I'm really excited to watch this show is because the voice of Jor-El is a friend of mine. His name is Jason Marnocha. I never know if I pronounce his last name right or wrong. I need to ask him again about that. But Jason is a wonderful, wonderful human being. He worked with me on, ironically enough, a Superman fan film that I was doing called Superman Origins. It was many, many years ago. I think I started it in 2011. I actually recorded all the dialogue for it. I had different voice actors, great, talented people that are now doing amazing things, like Jason. They participated in that way back then. I do have it. I still have the recording. I want to create a video, a read-through of the script with all the voices, with all the characters doing all their voices. So I want to put that together, and that will be something that will be available for the people who do the last tier on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, check out the last tier in Patreon. I will be posting that video once I finish editing it all together, and I'm excited for that. It'll be fun to see the script read through completely with all the different voice actors. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to, of course, animate it, but I was naive at the time. I thought I could do the impossible, and I was very ambitious. I still am a very ambitious person, as you'll find out if you follow some of the Little Grim content. But yeah, that was my first adventure into it. And Jason was a big part of that. He played Brainiac.
I am the Brain Interactive Construct, also known as Brainiac. And you are the last of your race. The last son of Krypton.
And also John Corbin, who were both featured pretty heavily in the script. And Jason and I have kept in contact since then. He's done a little bit of every project I've been working on. He was in my Lost Kings animated show briefly, and most recently he is the main character voice for my game Spade Investigations, which is a film noir detective game. Anyways, love Jason to death. Super excited to see him in this. Again, he's Jor-El in this series, so I'm sure I'll mention it as we go through the reaction. And of course, as always, if you enjoy this reaction or any of the other reactions I've done so far and want to help me keep doing this, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the link to my Patreon channel as well. There's a lot of great perks if you're interested in any of those. The last tier is specifically reserved for those that are interested in my studio, Little Grim Entertainment. There's a lot of cool behind-the-scenes sneak peek at some of the projects I'm working on the side over there. Otherwise, the other tiers are also great for just this reaction content, ad-free content, full-length reactions, that sort of stuff. But with that said, guys, let's watch My Adventures with Superman, Episode 1. If you guys are interested in signing up to my Patreon, you'll be able to take advantage of ad-free content, 3 to 4 weeks early access to all reactions, which for the middle tier and above can include the full-length watch-along reactions. Those that subscribe to the highest tier will also be supporting my game and animation studio, Little Grim Entertainment. You'll have access to a sneak peek look at all of our upcoming games and animated shows. I like the animation, it's really pretty. It's crisp. Moms. Oh my god. Slow down. That's cool. Oh, that was cool. I like that effect. Whew. Baby's having a good time. My kid would have cried non-stop. Oh, Smallville. I was like, why has he got an S already? You can do it again. Oh, there you go. Oh, now you can just fly. Cool. His power discoveries always happen really quickly in these shows. He goes from, like, not much to can do all this all of a sudden. I guess for sake of time, I can let it slide. Just pointing it out, really.
It's today.
Yeah, sure is. Sure is today. I love that. I love seeing when he can't control it as well.
Hi, Mr. White. Shake gently. Do not crush his hand. Hey, Clark!
I love it.
Today just be normal. Today just
be extraordinary. Mr. White, thank you for calling me in today because I've got one heck of a story for you. Pew pew!
Is this Lois?
That's your boss.
I'm Clark Kent, and this is a dream.
Very different design.
Shoes.
This is it. This is the story that'll make you a real reporter.
Oh, she's not a big shot yet.
You can do this. I'm gonna hide my powers and be a normal man having a normal day, starting now.
So they're starting at the same time. That's interesting. Classic Superman. Saving the kitties.
I had to save the cat. I had to save the cat.
Yeah.
I'm a normal man having a normal day.
Saving cats.
Yeah.
He's bad at this.
After you.
Thanks.
Ooh, she's a little smitten too. That's different. Normally Lois doesn't really care at first. It's smooth.
Clark! Oh, and I have the 3 dozen donuts you wanted to eat all ready to go. Such a good appetite, this one.
No, see, it's not all for me.
But he gets the sprinkles all. Him, the bib.
Today's my first
Yes.
day at work, and
Honey, Clark is here.
Pim.
thank you.
I love that.
Now you've seen me in a bib.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just gonna leave before this gets any worse. Goodbye forever. Sorry, I'll fix the front door later.
Keeps happening.
So hey, our first day at the Daily Planet.
Is that Jimmy? Okay. So he's roomies with Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Like the fact that aliens walk among us.
And there it is.
And with my keen
looks
eye
really
for
angry.
observation, I'll get the proof. Don't worry, I'll tell him.
Very keen eye. Don't miss a thing. Not even trucks coming at you.
Robots are being hidden here in Metropolis, and I've got the scoop.
Lois, you're an intern. The only reason I called you in today was to meet them.
Hi.
You?
You.
These are the new interns. I want you to show them the ropes and get...
They can help me with the story.
Oh, have you considered that these robots might have come from beyond the stars?
They came from an army base.
There's only so many places to hide them.
I've already got to leave.
Donut, Mr. White? Chief?
New interns, out. Old intern, stay. Your job is to teach the interns how to scan things and make coffee.
It's weird. This is different.
Mr. White, for the good of
For
Metropolis.
the good of me.
Not a bad
you
thing.
need to stop coming in with these wild ideas. Do what
I mean, they are relatively the same age, so it makes sense they're getting started around the same time.
I can apologize to Mr. White if that'll help.
Are you kidding? He kept me behind because he wants you to help me follow up on my stolen robot story.
Really?
Oh boy.
I'm pretty upset.
Nah, that's just his face. You want to impress Mr. White? This is our chance. Let's go.
What's this?
Don't touch that.
We don't even know what half this stuff is. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, Badger. Why don't we panic real loud in front of the thieves and killers we hired for this job? What we need to
That
do
would be
is
bad.
keep moving. If we can find a way out of town, then
Not gonna be that easy.
which one of you messed with the robot?
Looks like Brad.
Listen up. We've hit a snag.
God damn it, Brad.
Do what I say, and we can still get paid.
Brad is always getting into trouble.
Suit up and load the
Don't be like
trucks.
Brad.
Time for Plan B.
What are we doing?
We're meeting my important and very serious journalistic source.
Flip Johnson, woman of business.
This is precious.
Flip is one of the planet's newspaper delivery kids.
We call ourselves the News Kid Legion.
And because they...
I'm the leader.
And because they see everything
Kitty.
during their routes, they always know what's happening in the city.
It's bad business to hand out freebies and need
Yeah.
something in return.
Like what?
I'm glad you.
Smart girl.
News Kid newspaper. The News Kid newspaper is the latest from us, the people on the street. Big Words does the puzzle, Gabby does the op-ed, Patty does the cartoons, but only because Mom says we have to be nice.
What's wrong with this kid?
And I'm the editor.
Deal.
Okay, in the last 24 hours, a water main burst at the bank. They got rats over at Bogdanov's diner. Mrs. Durgan's eloped with the superintendent.
What's
I
wrong
saw a bunch of trucks running a red light, and I saw a weird pigeon. It was gross.
Wait, were they garbage trucks?
Yeah, why?
If I had to transport stolen goods through the city,
I'd find a way to do it in plain sight. Okay, where did you guys see the trucks?
All right.
where exactly did you see them disappear?
And where did you see the weird pigeon? I'm concerned about this pigeon.
No, the robot should be here. Look around, there has to be something.
Oh, look!
Ooh.
PM.
PM could be initials like...
Paranormal Metasapiens! It's the term for the super intelligent gorillas France has been hiding.
Maybe part of a uniform.
Aliens!
It's not gorillas.
I know what I'm talking about.
Hello? Clark Kent here.
You know, he's pretty much right about everything.
When I texted her.
More people.
All 3 of you need to get back to
Aliens.
the planet right now. Don't bother coming back at all.
Busted.
Port of Metropolis.
How did she not see that coming?
They're moving the robots to the docks. Come on, we can catch them and then we can...
Harry just called.
Busted.
Lois, you lied.
I don't need your help anyway.
What about Jimmy? Maybe he's got an opinion. Other than aliens.
I can't believe him. What is wrong with your dumb, beautiful coward of a best friend?
Beautiful.
He just grew up in a... Wait, did you say beautiful?
I was being selfish.
Lois?
I got him fired from his dream job. All to chase a bunch of robots that might not even be in the city anymore and...
Lois!
Whoa.
Should probably have covered that up somehow.
And the people who stole them.
Maybe like a tarp or something. Is that Brad again? God damn it, Brad.
Why would you use a robot?
Does he have his uniform? That's the question.
Lois was right.
I know. She did lie, but would I have helped her if she told me the truth?
Not that! Lois and Jimmy found the robots. And the robots turned on them. What do we do? Should we call Perry? The president? My mom? Clark!
The wind took him away. Yeah, baby, careful.
Clark came back. We have to go get Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy's coming. And he brought a friend. Is he gonna wear an outfit? Nice. How do his clothes survive this?
I didn't plan for this. Badger, I need you to... Fine.
Badger says, fuck that. Uh-oh. Now you're playing with all the robots. What good for you is it if he just destroys all these things? The one weakness of these robots, the off button. How dare you! You've discovered our only weakness. And those things really don't want to be turned off. Jesus. It's your time, buddy. Man, he's got a black eye. He's injured. Oh. We're getting new power? He's healed, too. What's this? Just... Wow.
Who am I?
Clark!
You're Clark. I love that answer. Uh-oh.
Clark! Clark! I'm sorry I lied. You were right. I was being selfish and just left us, but you came back and I'm sorry.
Clark? You're okay!
Jimmy, please tell me you got that.
Every second of it!
This is garbage.
Mr. White, this is gold.
What you brought me is a bunch of blurry pictures of robots. What on earth were you thinking? And you dragged
Jimmy needs some work.
brand new interns into this? All interns out. Go. I'll figure out what to do with you
I mean, there's evidence.
That mean you'll run our story, Chief?
I'll run your story on the day you get me a photo shoot with your very real flying man.
Wow, this is great! We just have to get an exclusive interview with Superman, and then Mr. White will have to take us seriously. When?
Yeah, right.
Of course, Lois.
Don't buy it.
And no matter where he goes, no matter where he hides, we will track Superman down and force him to tell us all his secrets.
I will find you.
'Cause I'd find you.
This is the best day of my life!
That was cute. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. All right, so we just finished watching the first episode of My Adventures with Superman, and it was delightful. It was everything I could have asked for and hoped for. It was fun, funny, lighthearted, fun action, great effects. I actually really liked the animation effects they had for his super speed and things like that. It was really, really cool to see. I just, it was interesting to see Lois as an intern, because that's a new take. Usually when Clark gets to the Daily Planet, Lois is already this well-established, just beast of a reporter. Everybody looks up to her. Everybody wants to be her. She's really sort of full of herself a lot of the times, just has a big head about being the best, right? Because she is the best at the time. What I've always loved about that dynamic is when Clark comes in, it starts off as this sort of rivalry, because Lois has she's never had anybody to measure up to her that even comes close to being as good of a reporter as her. And then Clark comes along, and he is that. He's a really good reporter, and he's scooping her on stories somehow, and it's just driving her nuts. And I always like that dynamic, but I don't hate this. I think this is actually a fun, fresh, new take, a new look at watching them grow together, because they are the same age, so that does make a lot of sense, that they start as interns at a similar time frame. And I also like the idea that Jimmy has known Clark for a long time, and they were, maybe college roomies or something like that. So that's a fun take as well. And they're all three starting at the Daily Planet at the same time, and have room to grow together as a team, as a group. Which is a little weird to me, I guess, because reporting seems to be a very solo thing. I don't know much about it, honestly, but I from what it seems like I've seen in other shows and films and things like that, reporters tend to be always trying to advance their own careers and not necessarily working with other reporters. And it seems kind of redundant to have two reporters on the same story. It'll be an interesting take for sure. Now, Perry seems to be very much like Perry, typical stern boss, doesn't take any crap from his employees kind of guy. The only real difference with Perry that I see from what I've seen in Perry's in the past is Perry always saw Lois's just drive and passion and recognized her as a talent. And he kind of treated her a lot like a daughter a lot of the times. And that's not to say that this Perry can't eventually do that and become that. Like I said, this is maybe an origin story for Lois, which we haven't really had a lot of. So it'll be interesting to see how Perry develops as a character as well, alongside the other three. Now, one thing that I find really interesting about the show is it's on Adult Swim. And that didn't feel very Adult Swim. I had mentioned this at the start of this reaction, where I was excited for the concept of a Adult Swim Superman show, because maybe they could dive into some darker themes that a non-Adult Swim animated show wouldn't be able to showcase. But it doesn't seem like they might be doing that. It does seem a lot more lighthearted, which is not something I was expecting coming from an Adult Swim show. I do know that Cartoon Network is going through a lot of shifts. It's probably in danger of fading away into oblivion at this point. We'll see. I do know that Adult Swim has taken on some different types of programming, so maybe this is just a part of that, where even though it is on Adult Swim, it's still a very lighthearted and childlike show, which is fine with me. It would have been cool to see something darker, but at the same time, I am excited to see just another fun-loving Superman animated series that I can fall in love with the characters all over again. Well, guys, that's it. That's all I have for the first episode. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys like this take on Superman so far? Do you guys like the fact that Lois is starting as an intern with Clark and Jimmy? Yeah, please leave your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And of course, as always, please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It'll help me out a lot as a new channel. I'm trying to grow this thing and continue doing these reactions with all of you. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. Can't wait to do more. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction.